Well, hello everyone. You have right here. I'm talking about understanding about digital everything, and everybody might even say is toward it. What was the very first thing that you were thinking about whenever we speak about digital, right? And people might even say is toward it. Whenever you first hear about digital, you might think is toward. It sounds a little bit like, did you do it? Did you actually do something? And so it's like it's almost like you're kind of saying, the to dos or something like that. It's like a task or something like that. But still, talk about right here for digital everything right here, along with this example right here of a house right here, and everybody might even say is toward yeah that you look at this time display right here, but it sure seems that way toward it when we talk about time and when we talk about actually talk about for digital everything right here, that it seems like this toward it, what you're basically are thinking about is that yeah, you pretty much use digital on almost everything, and one of those things is maybe going to be is like maybe for a cooking timer or something like that, or maybe a digital watch or something like that, or maybe if it's a credit card of some kind or anything else in particular. But let's just say that yeah, digital maps and then also digital prints or any sort of coupons or something like that. So it's like everybody by even 102 is toward when we speak about digital everything. That the first thing that really comes to my mind whenever I think about that, I kept thinking is toward yeah, it's actually a good definition of talking about magic, something being magical, and so whenever we speak about magical right here, and everybody might even say is to okay, yeah, magical means toward it, yeah, that there's something magical, special about that, and so in case if anybody's 102 is toward yeah, that if you actually notice that the house actually glows in the dark, right, and people might even say is toward yeah, if you maybe notice that the house actually glows in the dark. The house glows in the dark, or possibly that for any reason at all, that you can actually read that very well right there, and so that's source of digital everything, and so we might even say is toward oh okay yeah, digital everything. Does that necessarily mean 2 o'clock in the morning? And everybody might say is toward yeah, whenever you do hear the word buy digital everything, that people might even say is toward that's supposed to be a nickname for 2 a.m. or something like that. But everybody might say is toward yeah, especially if it's a holiday or something like that. Why do you think that digital everything may also mean a nickname for like maybe for 2 a.m. or something like that? But between midnight and 2 a.m. or something like that. So anything magical about that, and like everybody might say, is toward every time you think about that, and you're warned toward it, that hey, that so whenever we do speak about drawings, whenever we do speak about these sorts of picture drawings or something sort, that your words toward it. What's one thing digital about what you're working with right here? And for one, it would be is as to where well, really that those lines do connect you just to be able to form this picture right here, and also the time display right here. So people might say is toward yeah, digital everything pretty much means toward almost everything you do on an everyday basis inquire some source of thinking toward it. That's digital right there. Really anything that uses buttons and tools and functionalities and everything. But people might even say is toward, oh, okay, so what's one thing that maybe that is digital that maybe you don't use very much, or maybe that's one thing that you use every day? But everybody might say that, yeah, well, for sure. The doors and the windows are not really digital, but people might even say is to where, well, really, if the windows or the doors were actually digital, then maybe they could talk. Maybe they would be able to glow in the dark, or maybe they would be able to change color or something like that. But still, so in case if anybody's wondering that, almost anything digital is maybe going to be known as magical, but still. But talk about this house right here, and people want to know too is to where, you look at the house very carefully, and you're thinking as to where, oh, okay, I see the house right there, and want to know too, how many bedrooms are in there, but, still. But you see this house right here, and people may want to know too is to where that digital, does that pretty much mean that you can actually see on the inside, or like when we talk about digital right here, actually what it really, in case if anybody's wondering to where it, I look at digital is toward it, more information provided, more details. There's more details. There is more details provided. So anything, people might even tell you too that when we speak about digital, by the way, that anything that's going to provide more details about something, like if you're doing research on something, or maybe looking up something or anything like that, that's also digital. People might say is to where, the more information, the more details that you can find on the websites, and also whenever you stream it. That's also digital. So whenever we speak about digital everything, we're talking about is to where that, most of the time it's magical, but a lot of people might say is to where it pretty much means that there's a lot more information, there's a lot more details provided than from previously. And so everybody might think this too is toward, digital everything, but still, that besides knowing about how big, if the numbers are bigger or smaller or whatever this is supposed to mean or something like that, that you may think is toward, digital. Digital pretty much means that that's on the computer. Not everybody's really going to understand it. That's all computer stuff. But at the same time, you could probably think about it as to where it's about technology. It's all technology, right? It's science and technology, but still, what why is it that this technology does this? Why is it that it does that? And in case of anybody's wondering to where, it also to do with code, the way that we use code, languages, and so in case of anybody's wondering to where, code and languages. So it's like code and languages. So that is also digital. And so in case of anybody's wondering to know too that what exactly does that even mean in general? Well, that pretty much means is toward it all the details that were gathered within within that 10 or 15 seconds timing, that's all digital right there. So in case if anybody were to ask me that doing code right here, but then also if we're talking about this this code that we're talking about right here, it only takes about 15 seconds to provide this information. And how many computers would have that type of power? I put 25 seconds. Sometimes that too, but still, the amount of time it takes just to provide more information about something, and so everybody might say, that seems about right. Is it 10 or 15 seconds, or is it 25 seconds? But still, that's still pretty fast. I'm about ready to tell everybody too that from how long that I've been using it for, I would probably say that 25 seconds seems about right. That if you're trying to look something up, that about 25 seconds is about how long it takes on the average computer just to provide more details about something. If you're looking it up, 25 seconds. And, yeah, well, then compared to 25 days, I'm sure a lot of us will maybe even say that that's pretty fast, right there. It only takes 25 seconds just to get more information about something than compared to 25 days. Or if it's 25 weeks, whichever. But anyway, but I thought I'd just add that in right there. Talk about understanding about what digital is and digital everything. But understanding about digital everything.